Hello there, my name's John Chapman and I'm a painter and writer living and working in the southwest of England. Now, as the world slowly crumbles to dust around us during this current climate crisis, I was left wondering what can I do to minimise my impact in terms of my painting. Now there's a carbon cost obviously in shipping something anywhere, so there's not much I can do about that unless they develop teleportation, but I can do something about my packaging. So over the last year or so, I've got my packaging to the point where its impact on the environment is negligible. There is some, but I've reduced it quite far down. So what I'm going to do now is show you how I package my paintings and how you might replicate this yourself. Okay, let's do it. So here we are. Here's the painting I'm sending today to a nice young gentleman up in Scotland, Ziggy. So here's his painting, Oubliette 2. I've done a simple varnish of a matte varnish, so there's no reflections. I don't like reflections. So the first thing we have to do is make sure that the surface is protected during transport. So I use this stuff here. It's called glassine. It's a special paper that's milled very fine. So it's almost like grease-proof paper, but without the grease. It's also useful because it is acid-free, so it won't damage the painting. And the other beautiful thing about it is that it's fully recyclable. So I'm just going to wrap that now.
The shade turns to shadow, he turns to speak. The apple dreamer lives in a secret garden.
Okay, so we've got our painting nicely wrapped in the glassine paper. Let's put that to one side for a moment. Okay, now the box. So, right, I'm using an Amazon box. Get these all over the place. Sometimes I repurpose, so often you repurpose Amazon boxes or whatever I can find. Sometimes I pilfer them from the neighbours, from their recycling, or I go into shops and ask for boxes. This one, I know some people don't think it's very professional. We've got the Amazon logo and all that on it, so you can turn them inside out. I can't be bothered. I don't care about whether it looks professional or not, because it's the painting inside that people really care about. So this is the main alteration I've made inside. As you can see, we've got a platform here. It's hard to show you really, but so I've turned up the bottom flaps and made a kind of shelf. So then the painting is suspended on this platform, which does two things really. It minimizes the vibrations going into the painting and also keeps it static in one place. So I'll just show you very quickly here. It's made to the width of the painting and it kind of clamps it in. What you can also do, what I do later, is I fold these in and it pins it in even better. But we need a little bit more protection than that, and I'm going to use some bubble wrap. Okay, so here's the bubble wrap. I can hear some people saying, well, bubble wrap isn't very sustainable, it's plastic. But this isn't your common garden variety of bubble wrap. This is a fully recyclable bubble wrap which decomposes under heat and microbial action. So you can recycle this quite readily, unlike the other stuff. I think you can recycle that as well, but yeah, this is the real deal. Okay, so I'll just do a little bit of that. So we get our box back. up you come. Okay, so this sits in here nicely. Picture side up, that's fine. I'll do it the other way around actually. There we go. So the surface itself is protected. Lovely. Okay, so we've got these overhanging bits. These can just droop over, but this will also prevent it from moving sideways a bit more. There we go. And then, so these corners can then be folded in, which will prevent it sliding from side to side. There we go. Lovely. Okay, now we've got a very secure painting. The other benefit, of course, of making a shelf like this, I'm going to have to fix that, is that you're not having to fill this with anything else. All this empty space is achieved through using these this shelf rather than filling it full of whatever. So there we are. This then closes on top. There we are. Bit of tape across there, and we have got a very secure. Look at that. You cannot hear a thing. It's totally rigid inside. The only thing that could go wrong is if someone puts their boot on the top, but that wouldn't be very good for anyone. Okay, so there we have it. Here's the box, completed and sealed up. I've just used one strip of vinyl tape in the end, which binds it very securely. The other benefit of this technique, I know it's a small painting, but because there's so little packed in with it, it's as light as a feather, but also very, very secure. The painting isn't moving at all inside. It's rigidly held, clamped in on with that shelf contraption. It's very simple, but works very well. The other benefit of that internal structure is that it's very, very firm. I mean, you could have other things stacked up on top of this and it's not going to affect it whatsoever. So there we are. There's my little take on sustainable but also very secure packaging for paintings, which are very fragile. This is just another one I've got here, just that I've made back along. So the good thing about making bespoke ones, so you just take big sheets of cardboard that you find wherever. I've got a load of it here. Just lay it down flat, work out how big your painting is, and just make it slightly bigger. Create the net, you know, the size and all that. I could do that another time if anyone needs to know about that. But this is one I made for a square one. It looks like a pizza box. So the beauty of this is you can make it just bigger than the painting itself. It's also very, very secure, very hard. You can't press down on it. So I've got the painting inside, so I can show you. So this is this is a witch painting I did back along. So you can see that I've made it just slightly larger than the painting itself. So around all of these edges, you could just put the minimal amount of bubble wrap or just some rolled up cardboard or something. Obviously the painting would be wrapped in glassine paper and, bubble wrap it. But it's a very nice way of packaging things. I've followed other artists that they just buy these ready-made boxes, very large ones. God knows how much it's costing them. But obviously, if you're selling your paintings for a nice price, then money for packaging is not an object. You don't have to worry about it. But for me, because I don't sell them for very much, I need to save money where I can. So packaging for me is completely free, other than the bubble wrap and the tape, which lasts forever if you're sparing with it. So there we are. I'll just finish that there now. Thank you very much for watching, if you have watched. I hope you can maybe adopt some of these ideas, maybe. But anyway, thanks again and cheerio.